Greetings. I am the Minister of Wellness, Nathaniel Jordan. I'm a certified health coach, and in today's health segment, I want to encourage you to stop destroying your health and the health of your children by eating fried chicken. Now, the first reason that makes eating fried chicken so dangerous is we want to consider where the chicken is coming from. These chickens that we're deep frying, and they're deep frying in all these death shacks, saturating our communities. They are coming from chickens raised in abominable, horrendous conditions. They huddle them real close together to the point where they can't move. And they go insane and they start pecking each other to death. And now they're genetically modifying the chickens to be raised without feathers because they become overheated, which causes infections and viruses. They develop cancer, pneumonia. They become mentally ill. And many of them can't move. They grow so big that their bones break. And they'll stick them with tons of antibiotics. And then they'll slay them, stick them with a bunch of chemicals to flavor them up, put them on a supermarket shelf, and then we buy it. And then we don't just buy the diseased flesh. In an act of sheer insanity, we take it, we batter it in a drug called white flour, then we deep fry it in a high temperature, which causes a myriad of toxic cancer-causing chemicals, and then we eat it and feed it to our children. Fried chicken destroys every part of the body. Let's start with the brain. The high level of omega-6 oils creates an imbalance in the brain, omega-6 to omega-3 oils. This blocks serotonin from passing in between neurons. If you don't believe me, look it up with the National Institute of Health. This induces anxiety, depression, anger, suicide, homicidal tendencies. We're creating mental illness by what we eat. It's a pipe dream to believe that we will ever stop killing each other and ever solve the mental illness epidemic if we don't address our diet, and eating fried chicken is about the worst you can get. It causes heart attacks and strokes. It clogs the arteries, the saturated fat, the cholesterol from the diseased animal, and it coats the arteries, closing them up. That's why you have high blood pressure. That's why you have strokes, heart disease. High blood pressure is linked to dementia because the fatty deposits, they clog up the arteries in the brain, and the brain can't receive proper nourishment. And dementia is the undoing of brain health. And that's largely, once again, from these fried foods, coming right from these fried foods. Then we have the saturated fats. They get clogged up in the veins, and that's why many people suffer with varicose veins. And again, diabetes is caused because the white flour, it causes too much insulin to be secreted, and that insulin fuels body fat growth. That insulin fuels cancer cell growth. Now, many of you might say, okay, well, all we have to do is just change the way that we're eating or raising the chickens. So I'm going to get my chicken organic. That's not going to solve your problem because chicken is a low nutrient, fiberless junk food. All animal protein is very low in anti-cancer nutrients that we need to win the war on cancer. So it doesn't matter. So I don't care what these popular diets that encourage you to eat a high amount of meat say. Chicken is just as nutrient deficient as Wonder Bread, and it will not help you in your health journey. As long we can replace that animal protein with plant protein. And that's what we want to do, because we never want to consume protein while sacrificing the micronutrients. And you can't deep fry the chicken in olive oil and think you're doing any better either, because as soon as you take an oil and you boil it at a high level, it's still cancer causing. It's still a drug-like food. So it's time to eat to live, family. It is high time that we start to eat to live. We have to boycott these shacks that are saturating our communities. We have to speak out against how they're feeding our children in the schools. The worst type of fried foods are being served to our children right in the schools. And that just can't be. So join me in my effort as the minister of wellness to sound the alarm. And I'm telling you, you can do it. You can break free from your food addiction. You don't have to stay addicted. I know the fried chicken is addicting. They add all the chemicals to it at KF Death Shack and all of these other places. I know it's addicting. I know it gives your brain a pleasure like you snorted crack cocaine, but it's killing you. And it's killing our children. Look around in our communities. This is out of control. It's out of control. Our children are fatter and sicker than ever. We have to change this. We cannot ignore this. We cannot. 300 black people die every day from heart disease. 1,500 Americans, regardless of race, die from heart disease every day. We cannot march and complain and protest over the death in another situation, but then we ignore the mass slaughtering of the masses from our food addiction, from this type of genocide by food and medicine. So I'm the minister of wellness, Nathaniel Jordan, and I'm here to proclaim the truth. And I encourage you to make a pledge today to eat to live. And you visit my website, theministerofwellness.com. I have plenty of products to help you get started. I have services to help you and your family get off the death train, theministerofwellness.com. And I want to see you all May the 4th, Saturday, May the 4th, at my end of spring holistic health fair, which will be held right here in St. Louis, Missouri. You can find out more information at springwellnessfair.eventbrite.com. I hope to see you there. You don't want to miss my keynote lecture, Prevent and Reverse All Disease 100% Naturally. Until our next health segment, I want you to go home and eat your G-bombs, greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. Thank you.